Hey, what's up, everybody? I just wanted to show off my Smiter pally. Um, I have my two phase blades here. I guess people use them because they're indestructible, and you'll be repairing your primary a lot when using a Smiter. But I'm working on getting Grief, and then Last Wish is just out of reach for me, so I'm not even like trying to go for that. Um, this is basically budget slash high tier. I mean, I still have a ways to go on him, but I have Drackles, Raven, Dwarf Star, all for the absorption to certain spell types. Thunder Gods, it's like all three spell types absorption. High Lord's Wrath, Deadly Strike. Got your Crushing Blow, Gore Riders. You can use Goblin Toad too. I use Kira's for the resist, which is sort of like a bottleneck for me right now. Just Treachery for the attack speed, which is a big deal with Smite. Herald of Zakarum, awesome to have, and then the Redeemer. Um, I'm trying to build Grief, which I need low. It's a pain for me right now, and then my attack speed will ramp up, and I'll get the extra damage from it. So it'll make things easier. Now, I mean, if Chains of Honor is another piece in chest, I'm not gonna have anytime soon. But if I could have that piece, I could run G Face as well here, which would really increase my damage output. G Face, Chains of Honor, Grief, Last Wish. If I had what 3 jaws and a burr, you know what I mean? It's very expensive. But once I have Grief made, it'll already be a cakewalk. It's already pretty easy. We've done like nine runs already successfully. Drackles is just, in my opinion, not the hardest to get, but is awesome. So as you can see, it's budget, and then I swap for a wand that has life tap charges, just in case my life tap doesn't proc off my Drackles, so I can stay alive, right? Because that'll allow you to leech off of skeletons and the Uber bosses. And this is just the word for resistances when I hot swap. Um, yeah, it's just the reason Smiters are so strong against in Ubers is just it always hits. Well, you're attacking so fast with the fanaticism, and you're proccing life tap from your Drax. And like I said, you can always use the wand to get that first life tap off. Because sometimes if you run in on a budget build on an Uber boss and you don't have that life tap proc, they'll just one shot you. I mean, sometimes even like Mephisto gives me issues in the fight, but yes, that's why Smite's so strong. I mean, obviously, you're not going to go around clearing lots of mobs with it. It's just, for me, it's meant for Ubers. You can stun lock multiple targets with it, obviously. But that's why it's so strong, and it is effective. Like, I can speak just for what I have here. You can also hot swap String of Ears, depending on the bosses, once you learn them, yada yada. Like I said, G-Face, Chains of Honors, Last Wish would make this, like, the elite build. But you can do it on a budget, man. It's really not too hard. Zakarum's not cheap. The rest, I mean, some of it's mid-tier, you know? The Drackles is what really matters, because once you get in there and you're attacking, it procs just nonstop, and that allows you to sustain health just throughout the, you know, all the fights. As far as the builds, it's just maxing fanaticism for the attack speed, all that, yada yada yada. And then obviously you max Smite and Holy Shield. You know, you wanna vamp your you wanna revamp your decks around your maxed Holy Shield, and then make it 75%. I mean, everyone knows this. This is in a lot of videos. Budget Smiters are in a lot of videos. I wish I could have done the run for you and showed you, but you get the premise. You just lock onto the target, smite away real fast. Once I get Grief, it's going to make it even easier, but it's effective right now, even on a budget. I mean, it can get very expensive, but that depends on if you want to take the build that far. But yeah, it's just Smite, Fanaticism, Holy Shield, and that's really it. Obviously Charge to get around quicker, but yeah, it's just an Uber build. These are pretty common. I picked these up in cows just to, you know, build Grief and Last Wish. The Chains of Honor will go on an Archon plate, but they're a bit more rare to find, so I haven't found one yet. And that's going to be a while, but then the build will be finished. It'll be like elite tier as far as that, but it takes a lot of high-end items, or runes rather. There's a lot of junk left in here. Don't mind that. Yeah, there's a bunch of other budget weapons you can use. I closed it, but it's on that Icy Veins guide. There's like 6 or 7 you can use here. I'd recommend an attack speed item, or something with Crushing Blow or Deadly Strike. I'm just using the Redeemer because I happen to have it. But he's effective. Just some resist charms, life. You know, you could have Grand Charm skillers in there, better resistance. You know, like right now my fire is hurting and a bit of poison, but it doesn't really affect me inside Ubers. Lightning and cold, it seems to be pretty fair. Like I said, this is a low rolled Kira's too. This can go up to 70, so that sucks. But once I can itemize the chest piece out and run G-Face on the head and then, you know, have Grief, which is a low, it'll probably get exponentially better from there. That's really all it takes. You can look online for guides. They're going to recommend the wand. You're going to need Drax. If you don't have Drax, you can use the wand. It lasts... This one's level 10, so it lasts like 25 or 30 seconds. But the problem will be if you're on a target for longer than that, it will go away. So you have to re-tap, you know. So it is possible to run Ubers with just a wand, I believe. But Drax is like just amazing. It'll proc nonstop. Like I said, when you first run into that target, you want to pre-life tap, because say this does not proc the 5% for the first like 10 swings, you could get one shot. That's the issue there. So it's always nice to pre-life tap when you're in there. But yeah, that's about it. For this is like half budget. Still has a ways to go, but like I said, it works completely fine. Not much more to it. I leveled him as a hammered in just for fun, you know. And then swapped him to Smiter in the 80s. He's 87 now. You could probably run Ubers in the low 80s. I don't even know. I started at 87. But you do want the different spell type absorptions. Like Dwarf is fire, absorption, cold absorption, Raven Frost, Thunder Gods is lightning absorption. Lets you, you know, sustain a lot better. And if you can build Chains of Honor, whatever you want here with resist, you could itemize out and use G-Face, which is a big deal. It's a lot of extra damage with this helm. I tried running it, and I did run into some sustain issues. Like I said, it's because of my resist, but yeah, that's about it. Take it easy.